Yeah.
Hey yo man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. What the fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil Leroy Judgmental Podcast.
Just Phil back in the house.
And I'm Leroy. So what's going on, Phil?
Nothing much. Finally doing a follow up to our Stacey.
There you going too far now. I wanted to tell everybody laughing at you at the stuff that you were saying.
About what?
The conversation we had before we hit record.
Oh, okay.
No, don't mention what you said.
Go ahead, you're running the show.
No, I'm not gonna mention it, what you said, but
About what?
what we had before you just hit record. We hit record.
What you mean?
The conversation we just
About
had.
Maya?
Yeah.
No, that's not for this.
I just said I was laughing at it. I didn't say I was going to tell you the story.
No.
So Philip just mentioned we have a guest again, a two-time returning champion, back-to-back champion, two-time belt champion. Stacey, LePew is your last name, right?
Paramore.
Oh, where I get LePew from? Yeah, that was like way off.
The cartoon?
Yeah. Paramore from MikeJohnny Sports Bar, 98 North 5th Street, Darby, PA, 19023. This is I don't even know what number. I should have wrote down what episode we interviewed you before. But how's everything going?
Everything's doing pretty good.
Mm-hmm. So we had a conversation. This was like during COVID, right?
This when COVID first started around. I want to say early in COVID last year.
So would you call this after COVID?
It's still during. Now we got a whole nother thing coming this way.
Right. So how's been? What
I
was
was going to say, you can call it like the yearly follow-up because I think it's been almost a year.
Right. So how's everything been going, business-wise?
So far so good. I'm still open, still ready for business, still having parties. So
Now, what's the difference before in terms of crowd and now during?
I think before, there was a lot more people booking parties and business was way better than it is now. Not a lot of people now are just scared to come out. They don't want to catch anything.
Right.
So it's you could see the difference in the income and everything like that. And I'm quite sure a lot of businesses are going through that, not unless you're like, close to center city, where people go out all the time and they want to eat out or whatever. But the older people, I lost a lot of the older crowd because they just don't trust the younger people coming in, not masked. So that's like a real big difference, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And then if they do come in, they have a drink, and then when you see they see a bunch of other people coming in not masked, they hurry to finish their drink and they out, And usually now I'm getting a lot more to go orders for the food, you know what I'm saying? Instead of them sitting and eating it.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's still whatever works, it works, you know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. So what about what's your hours?
My hours are usually every day from 2 until 2.
Okay.
But every now and then on the slow days or on Mondays, if I have to run or whatever, I might not open up until 6.
Saturday is probably your busiest day. Right?
Well, Saturday nights are. Saturday nights, because I'm starting to get more and more parties booked for the Fridays and Saturdays.
Now, what about the weekday? What's your busiest day?
Usually Thursdays.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now you were talking about the older people. Now, what about if the older people come a little bit earlier, maybe 3 o'clock? Would they be fine?
Yeah, they would be fine because it's really, that's like the people that's more like retired or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they would be fine because the bar is not full at that time.
Okay. Now you mentioned parties. Now, I was here last week, and I guess the people there was I guess they were booking a party. You went on the computer and you printed out a contract.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I had a party coming in that night.
Uh-huh.
I had a party coming in.
Yeah, I seen them coming in. Yeah.
But I was booking a party for the 18th of December 18th.
Now, this is the first time I've seen you do a contract, because before it was like a little like what was like a loose leaf notepad that people would like fill out?
There's always been a contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is in this contract?
Well, the contract states that you make a 50% deposit, and the contract basically tells me what they want for the party. So they're paying for the use of the bar. They're also paying for the DJ, and if they are ordering food for me to cater the food, and they have to let me know about how many people they're having, and also what they want on the menu, because the menu can vary from fried chicken to shrimp or crab legs or whatever, and that's how the prices varied up and down.
Okay, so they can request any food they want as long as they're paying.
Yep, as long as they pay.
So if they want filet mignon,
they can have it. They can definitely have it.
Now,
They want ribs, they can definitely have it. They want whatever they might want, you know what I'm saying? If they want lunch meat tray, they can definitely have it.
Now, are the parties expensive?
No, the parties range, it depends. The parties range because usually the DJ charges about $350, and then I charge them $150 for the rental of the space. And they can also use the outside as well, to go outside and smoke, or whatever they want to do, or sit under fireplaces or whatever outside. And then the food, right now food is high, so it depends on how much how many people that you're having for me to feed.
okay, so it's marijuana. They can smoke their marijuana.
They can smoke that right on outside. Right on outside.
So let me tell you this one. Well, my father's birthday, he wanted to throw a party, but this was last year, and he said he didn't think it was a good idea because the COVID stuff was going on, and so I had said, well, how about like you and your friends go at the rail, and MikeJohnny Sports Bar, I'm
Right.
sorry, and I could just pay to rent out the pool table, and you can bring your friends. Now, would you have done something like that?
Yeah.
Okay, now how much would that have been if I'd have just said rent out the pool table?
If he's going to, they're going to just buy their drink separate. You just going
Yeah, all that stuff. The bar is open. The only thing that's free is the
$30 because they would have the pool table all day.
right. And he said no, and I was like, well, why not? Y'all play pool, and I could have just rented out the pool table, and y'all could have just play pool there.
Yeah, they could have did that.
Right.
They had the pool table all night.
So on my
I'm versatile with anything. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know, as long as they pay. Not versatile with the green though.
No, I'm not versatile with the green. The green is what pays the bills. Without no green, won't be no electric on.
Right. So I got to tell a story. I think I told Phil this story before. I was in here. This was during the summertime because it was hot outside, and Stacey has little high tops, tables around high tops, high tables for people that don't know. I'm not talking. You saying like I was talking to you. I wasn't talking to you.
You don't got to explain. People know what a high top table is.
No, some people might not know what a high top table
Get to the
is.
story.
So we do all this banter. People like all this banter and stuff, but I mean for real, some people might not know what high tops are.
Get to the story.
And these are they have chairs, high chairs. So the chairs have a back to them and they rotate. And you probably don't remember this, but you might remember if I bring it up. So I'm sitting there, and one of our ladies from the big community, for the big community, I'm just sitting here just like looking at the TV or something. I hear bang! Now she laying on the floor. And I'm like, please don't look at her. I'm like looking at the TV, like looking on the ground. And I got to give it to you and Holly. Y'all kept it under control because you didn't laugh or anything. You just helped her out. And I was like,
Yeah, she broke my chair.
yeah. She's like, I can't believe I broke this chair.
Now, what part of the chair broke? Was
The
it
whole
The
chair.
whole chair broke. She was like laying on the ground. The chair that you sitting on. She was just like this. All of a sudden, she bam! And she's just like laying on the floor like this. And I like looking everywhere without looking at her. So,
And the girl that was with her said, nobody pushed you.
That's the wake up call right there. She need to handle that.
All right, now, so like we mentioned before, Stacey is also a real estate attorney. Now, when that happened, did your did your law kick in?
Yes, it did. And I got cameras to show that you did this to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that law kicked right on in. Don't try to sue me, 'cause that was your own fault.
Now, the thing about the real estate law, also the same question. Is it different before COVID? Now, okay.
It's a lot different.
Okay,
before
you're a
COVID.
real estate attorney. Now, is this homeowners or this is businesses?
Both.
Okay, so now explain to us the difference between before COVID and after COVID.
Well, because I do mortgage foreclosures and bankruptcy, so a lot has changed because now, you just can't put nobody out on the street, you know what I'm saying? So you can't even do foreclosures right now because you can't put anybody out on the street. The only thing that you can do is kind of like prepare your paperwork, and, now the courts are all backed up with all kinds of files, trying to foreclose, but, hopefully things are changed. Hopefully people get the assistance that they need in order to move forward and pay their bills. But the bad part about it is the landlords who are not receiving any type of income during the COVID in order to pay those mortgages. It's good for the people that actually purchase their property without any mortgages on it, but it's bad for the people that actually purchase properties, that have mortgages on it. So, but now they have a program out, thank God, that, the renters can actually apply for, and I think the landlords can apply for it too, to get the back payments, from what they're owed in order to actually help pay their bills.
So where are the back payments coming from? Is that from the government, or like when you say
The
back
program,
payments? The program is paying
coming
for it?
from the program is coming from the government.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, do you have to pay that back, or like
No.
the renter, they don't have to
No.
pay back? Okay.
Now, see, I thought all these COVID laws and stuff about not evicting people, I thought that was over with.
No, that's still not over. You still can't just put people out on the street. Depends on where you live at. It also depends on what county and what state you're in. So the rules, go from one to one, because Philadelphia don't have the same rules as Delaware County has. So, the assistance and stuff is different. Just like with the COVID, the programs that they offer to help small businesses is different from what the city has to offer. So it depends on whether you want Chester County, Montgomery County, Pennsylvania County, Lancaster County, all the way up to Pike County, all the way up to Harrisburg, Pittsburgh, whatever. Depends on, how much money that those governors got in there, that the governor got in to see what the programs are going to be from state to state, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what's percentage of the people that's like really in need or scamming? What is your percentage? Is it 50-50?
For the people that scam?
Scam.
Well, I don't know, because I hear a lot of stuff, and I don't know how true it is, because from that, what's that money they have out there?
PPA?
PPA, yeah. So
There's a lot of those stories are true.
Yeah, well, eventually you're going to get caught one way or another. Some people might slither through like a snake, but eventually you're going to, going to get caught. And they can't catch everybody.
See, what I was saying is, I was thinking the government was allowing people to get that money, knowing full well that these people didn't have businesses, and then turn around and then locking them up later on down the line. Because you have to show so much paperwork. And I don't understand.
You have to show a lot of paperwork.
Right, so I don't understand how an 18 to 20-year-old can say they have a business and show paperwork and they don't have a business and to get that money.
Well, that was two different loans. The one loan, that's not for PPA. The one loan is not for PPA. They have another one. I can't remember what that one's called right off here. They two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What's the loan that you can't remember the name?
That's called.
But what is it, like a personal?
It was for small businesses.
No, all of it was not for small businesses.
See, I thought it was all small business.
Because the stories that I heard about people getting over, and I watched the news a lot too, and a lot of people did get in trouble for it, and they got in trouble because they falsified paperwork saying that they had businesses and they had employees, and this is how much You know what I mean? They was
But
supposed
you
to
need
pay
a
you.
lot of paperwork to prove that. Plus, you need an EIN and all of that.
Well, they say that, but I think a lot of people was doing something slick because some of these people was not smart enough to be able to do all that and still get it. So I think they must have allowed them to do it and then caught up to them later on.
Well, and then what you got to pause? Okay, now what's the loan again?
It's called the PUA.
Okay.
Now, I don't know anything about that, but that's where they came up scamming it. I don't see the small businesses. Now, there's a difference between the PUA money.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know how they was getting that because people was out here buying cars and stuff like that. But with PUA money, you don't need a business for that. But for them business loans, you have to fill out a whole lot of information.
PUA is the unemployment assistance.
Right.
But now, from what he was saying, now I know someone. Well, I really don't know him. This is like a story that I heard. That I'm trying to say this without trying to mention their names or anything. But okay, now this person. Okay. The person I know knows this person that knows another person. Now that person there is like a in between. Okay, you'll go to this person and you want money or whatever. They'll act like you have a business. This person will act like you have another business. The in between person goes to someone else and they do the paperwork. Like he was saying, they'll falsify paperwork. Like you had this business for such and such and this and that, whatever. They'll get the loan, and they'll get the loan. Now, the in-between person, you have to pay them. You have to pay the person that put the paperwork in. You have to pay the in-between person, and then you'll get your
No,
money last.
I've never heard about anything like that.
So, like,
the unemployment, go ahead, finish.
No, I was just gonna say, like, remember it was a rapper that got locked up for that because he did the same thing. He said he had a business with all these people, then he got all his money and bought cars and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and then there's a few people in Philly that I've heard done the same thing where they got like a business loan. They said it was a business loan. Maybe it was I don't think it was the unemployment, but they said it was a business. That's what they said. Mm-hmm. And they got all this money back too. So what I said is, yeah, well the cops is gonna come looking for them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, well, I don't know because all I know is for a fact when you went to fill out that information with the government before it has to be checked by several different people before they was releasing any money.
See, I'm leaning on his side because I'm thinking that you can have any type of paperwork, and if they get you, they'll get you. Pretty much what he was saying.
Right,
like,
so they was pushing stuff through, and then later on,
Right.
following up and say, "Oh, this person is scamming," and then they locking them up.
Exactly.
Afterwards.
Well, they must have didn't get all that money then, because I can't understand how I know how tough it was for me to get any type of help here, and they checked everything. So if we was one number off, that it wasn't going through, and it's not one person. You know, it's going through several different people
Right.
before it's even approved.
Right.
So it was really kind of like it wasn't that easy to get. But maybe I don't know. Maybe in certain areas it was. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Maybe in certain areas it was.
Now, again, you're a real estate attorney. Now, for a common everyday person, is it a good idea to hire a real estate attorney if they were, trying to buy a home or whatever?
Basically, not really. I mean, because most real estate attorneys, what we do is we not in the business of like buying. I mean, unless we buy for ourselves, but we're in the business of actually making sure that the title and stuff, you get the right title search and stuff like that. Then not unless you buy like commercial, then you do need a real estate attorney to do that because they have to, do the commercial agreement and the loan partnership and stuff like that. That's a little complicated to do. It's pages and pages and pages long. But you don't really need a real estate attorney to purchase anything. All you just need to do is be smart and get a title search and make sure that there's no liens on the property that you're buying and making sure that you get the right price that you want to pay for it.
Now, what happens if it's a lien on the property?
Sorry, you said what?
What happens if it is a lien on the property?
Then
You bought it and you just found out it's a lien on it.
Well, that's what you get a title search done for. You just,
Suppose they didn't do a title search.
well, that's on them. Then they have to pay that lien.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, I thought that a real estate attorney can look at the contracts and everything and tell you, what's in the contract. Because I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
they can, but we don't just do that. We also do wills, estates, and all of that other kind of stuff.
Okay.
It's just not about real estate. It's not just about. It's about foreclosures. It's about bankruptcies. It's about settling out people who's deceased, their estates. It's also about doing wills and stuff before people die. We do a whole lot.
Okay.
So it's just not about a building. It's about, what's going to happen to that building and who it's going to go to if I die, or who I want to, if by me not having any siblings, who I want to leave my estate to. So it's all about estate. It's just not about purchasing and buying buildings. It's more wider than that. So say your father, he doesn't have a will, I can draw up a will for him, while he's living. Also, it's about if he dies without a will, then I can show you how to do. We have to go through probate. If you're not the only child, and still, if you're the only child, you still have to go through probate. If he didn't leave it over to you, anything over to you, you have to go through probate. So it's more entail. It's just not, just not dealing with buildings and buying and selling.
Okay. I didn't know it was more to it. Than,
It's more to it.
And see, I always thought that a real estate attorney looked at the contracts and
we look at the contracts. Yeah.
And it's just that I didn't know you dealt with.
We deal with the whole thing. Yeah. Yep. And if you have kids and the mother and the father, automatically, if you're married in the state of Pennsylvania, if you're married and your husband dies or your wife dies, it goes to the spouse. Right?
That's everywhere. That's not in every state.
That's not in every state. No.
What state that doesn't have?
I don't, but it's not in every state. I can just tell you what Pennsylvania is.
Okay.
I can't tell you what other states do. But then, say it goes to the mother, and then say, okay, they still have to trace back whether the mother or father automatically get it. But then if they die and they didn't leave any will, then you have to open up an estate. And then you have to make sure that your father didn't have any more siblings out there. So that has to go through probate, so people can probate it and make sure that, so when the estate is sold, that everybody gets their funds. So say if you have a child, you have 3 children, and one of your children proceeded before we were able to settle that estate, then it goes to their children, so it gets split and split and split and split. It's tedious work, you know what I'm saying? It's not just one big thing that we do.
And now, do the state of Pennsylvania work in common law marriage?
No.
Okay, so if you shacking up with a lady for 20 years, and the place won't go to her?
No.
Don't mean nothing.
No. Common law was at one time accepted, but I forgot what year that it stopped in. I forgot what year it stopped in. So no, if the person has kids, then they're not entitled to anything. There's no common law marriage anymore. Because common law, if it was, then that common law person would be entitled to their Social Security. They're not entitled to it anymore.
See, I always thought that when people said common law marriage, they were just saying it. I didn't know it was like an actual real title.
No, it was a real title,
See,
but they ended that. I don't know what year they ended that in, but they ended it now. So you actually have to be married.
Right. Because see, me being in the military, I know the military don't want to hear about girlfriends, fiancés, none of that stuff. It's like, if you ain't married, they don't want to hear nothing about it. You know what
Got to
I mean?
be married in order to get an entitlement now.
Right.
See, I thought they worked on common law. So common law, is that just Pennsylvania or?
It was the 3 states that had common law marriage. Now, I can't stress on the other states because I don't work in those states, but no, not in Pennsylvania. It doesn't exist anymore.
When I got my house and I got my loan from the military, I wanted to put the house in my wife's name. You know what I mean? Me and her name. And they was like, no, you're not married. You can't put it in her name. You got to be in just your name. I was like, okay. So anything that goes on in the house, a lot of time I was away, but I needed her to handle it. And they was like, no, we got to talk to you need to talk to Philip. You know what I mean? They wasn't trying to talk to her because we wasn't married. You know
You're not got to be married, so she wasn't technically your wife unless you got that paperwork.
So now they married. He doesn't have to change paperwork or anything.
Well, he should change paperwork. He should have the deeds done between you and your wife. Do you put in both of y'all names in case something happened to you? then she don't have to argue about it over it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The deed should be changed. Just not the deeds is in your name. So I know you still got a mortgage, but you still change the deeds and add her onto it.
Yeah. After that, I just never like looked
Because if
into
you
it
have
after
any
that.
kids outside your marriage before you marry her, then it
Mhm.
goes to your kids. It doesn't go to her because y'all wasn't married at the time.
Mm.
See, I didn't know that neither. I just thought it just automatically just
Goes to the wife?
yeah.
No.
All right, so real quick, the criminal justice department has
So the wife would have to go ahead and move out, and then the kids can just go ahead and sell the property because you weren't married at the time that you purchased the property.
Mm.
that
So-
just sound like real messy.
Mm-hmm.
So have you been in any type of messy situations like this?
I've been in a whole bunch of messy situations.
Can you give us some examples? You know, of course, not naming names, anything. Can you mention like cases? Like I had this case for this person. How? Let me.
Captain Morgan.
Captain and co-captain Pineapple.
All right. You could say I had this.
Well, I had a bunch of messy cases. I had a.
You can mention cases.
Well, I had a bunch of messy cases. I had a case, you know, where the bankruptcy system works for the people, and some judges just don't believe in undoing it, so they just keep, you know, you get the bankruptcy lifted, and they still refuse to move out the house, and they file another bankruptcy, and then they still refuse to move out the house, and they file a bankruptcy, another bankruptcy. I had a lot of cases where the woman does not work, so she does not know the finances that's coming in through the house, and then the husband dies, and they figure out that the husband took out another loan on the house, and they can't afford it. You know, if you're paying a $6,000 to $8,000, sometimes $10,000 or $12,000 mortgage a month, and you done found out because you're not taking care of none of the bills, you just a pretty wife sitting at home, the trophy piece, and you know nothing about the finances until it's too late. And then you figure out like, oh, well, what am I going to do? I never worked anywhere. Yeah, because you was a trophy wife and didn't want to do anything. I had a lot of cases like that too. I had a lot of cases, you know, where people come in and I had people come in and they're like elderly or whatever, and before they became in the medical situation that they were in, some wanted the husband or the wife refinanced the house, and next thing you know, both of them wound up bedridden, and you can't really, well, you foreclose, but then when the sheriff goes there, they was like, you know, they tell you, well, we can't put these people out on the street. They both in the bed. Then you gotta find a nursing home or something for them. You can't just, you know, can't put them out on the street. So then you kind of like stuck until you find a facility, because you can't, what you gonna do is wheel the hospital beds out? Because they can't walk or do for themselves. They're very, very ill. It's a lot of different things, and it make you kind of think, you know, like, it's not the happiest job in the world, especially when a person is ill, or you could have one person in the house and they just became ill and bedridden. They just couldn't work anymore, stopped paying their mortgage. And then you gotta, you know, find stuff to help do for them, because the sheriff, when they go there, excuse me, is not what they can do, roll the bed out onto the sidewalk. So you gotta go through another alternative, you know what I'm saying? And that takes time.
Now, I don't think I mentioned when I kind of figured that you were a lawyer. It was someone that walked in here and they had asked you, I guess they had some property. They had I guess they was renting out a home or something, or maybe an apartment or a duplex, I don't know. And the person wasn't paying, and he wanted to just take this stuff and throw it out. And he had said something to you about it, and the way you had broke it down, you didn't break it down as like a regular person. Well, no, you can't do that, you know, something like that. The way you broke it down, you were using legal terms. And I must have said to myself, you must be a lawyer. So the question is, has anybody ever came in here and wanted to hire you?
Yeah, but I can't be bought. I work for strictly I work strictly for the banks and mortgage companies. I'm under contract with them.
Okay, what about as a consultant? You can't do consulting work, maybe?
I don't do any consulting work either. No.
You
The
can.
banks keep me busy.
Okay, because it kind of the way you just said it kind of seemed like you can, but you're not doing it.
Well, it depends on who the person is. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
If it's somebody that I know, you know what I'm saying, and I know they can be reasonable with it. Because some people, you tell them things, and you go and say, well, you can't put the person out like this, and they still want to do what they want to do anyway. And I got a family member. I ain't gonna mention no names, but you tell them they can't do it, but they daughter gonna tell them something different, and they wind up, not listening to what I'm saying, and they wind up get some legal time behind it, some jail time. But if you would have came to me, and not came to me, but if you would have followed my advice, you know what I'm saying, then this never would have happened.
Okay.
And it's funny because you thinking that the older people get, they would listen to, or, a person.
Now, going back on the PPA loan, more than a year after, this is a article from pogo.org. More than a year after the pandemic brought much of the economy to a standstill, mounting fraud cases still underscore how the Small Business Administration oversight is a massive taxpayer-backed lending program proved to be inadequate as they became a magnet for fraudsters. The Justice Department has brought criminal charges at least against 209 individuals and 119 cases related to Paycheck Protection Program fraud since the banks and other lenders began processing loan applications on behalf of Small Business Administration on April the 3rd, 2020, and their cases are just the beginning. Shall I continue reading?
There's another part. See, that part right there. Here.
More than half. Let me. All right. Let me see.
More than half. So right there.
Where?
More than half. So right there.
All right, more than half of that amount, $246 million, actually went to accused fraudsters. In other words, the lenders of the Small Business Administration did not prevent the alleged fraud in these instances before taxpayer dollars went out the door. So that's pretty much what we were just talking about.
So they didn't try to really
Right.
look into it. They just was giving people that money, and then on the back end trying to say, oh snap, now we need to go get these people. You know what I
Right.
mean?
It sounds like how
I don't know what banks that was, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, like I said, I don't know what lenders actually did that, because like I said, that to me sounds like maybe like the smaller banks, that's not really that many of them, maybe they didn't protect themselves, but I don't deal with any type of small banks. I deal with large banks, because you got Country Bank. You like, well, where is it at? You know what I'm saying? But when you go out into the suburbs, you see a whole lot of different type of named banks that you don't see in the city, because if you was with Chase Manhattan or Wells Fargo or Sovereign or what, they're gonna make sure that paperwork is right before they just pass anything through.
Now, the last interview, someone had asked me this question. The last interview, you mentioned about getting shot, and I didn't expunge on what happened. So they wanted to know, what happened, unless you wanted to talk about it.
No, I haven't problem talk about it.
Okay.
I was up. It was 1990, August 28th, 1990, and I was coming from. I was at Temple University, and my father had given me a car, a 5 Series BMW. It was brand new. It wasn't even 6 months old, maybe about 4 months old. Brand new 525 white with black interior. It was a really nice car, and he was proud of me. And I went to the 7-Eleven at 54th and Sedon Avenue, and they tried to rob me for my car. Well, they didn't try to rob me for my car. What they did was I went to the 7-Eleven, and I went to get some milk. And I walked outside the 7-Eleven, and they shot me 3 times in the back. I didn't even know I was getting robbed, actually. I actually didn't know I was getting robbed because they actually shot me in the back. And they left me there for dead, and they went through my pockets.
What time was this? What time was it?
What time of day was it? It was about maybe 7:30
Okay.
on August 28th. It was still the summertime.
And it was still light outside at 7:30.
Yeah, it was still, yeah, they
Right.
didn't care. Yeah.
And you said left you for dead. Wasn't no one around?
No, it wasn't really kind of no one around because it was like maybe another car in the parking lot at that 7-Eleven. It's been there for years. It's still actually
Yeah,
there.
it's still there.
Yeah, it's still there. And thank God the people at the 7-Eleven knew who I was from going there so often because my parents live right around the corner. That's where I was going, from school, and I was going there. I just happened to stop at the 7-Eleven. And that's what happened, and they took the car. They took the keys in the car, and they just left me there. And then I got, there was no hospitals at that time. I had trauma unit except for University of Penn. So they dropped heliported me. They dropped the thing down from what I can remember, and I was swinging through the,
Where you said, so they picked you up from helicopter?
yeah, helicopter.
Where did they land the helicopter?
They didn't land
They
the
don't land it.
helicopter. They just dropped the basket down and,
On,
heliported me.
That's how they
that
do.
sounds like something from like you were in the water or something. I don't know they did that in the city where they just dropped it down and picked you up from the
Yeah,
Okay, you heard about that in the city?
that's not the city. That's Montgomery County.
Well, I mean like a city, an urban area, not the city of Philadelphia. When I meant that sounds like something like when they do the Coast Guard, like when someone's in the water, they'll drop it and lift you up. I didn't know they did that in like a urban area.
Yeah, that's what the hell because too far. It was no trauma unit, and they didn't have no stuff like that happened on that Montgomery County side.
Now, were you out or were you still aware?
Yeah, I was aware of what was going on. I knew I was shot, and I knew I wasn't able to feel my legs. I was paralyzed.
Okay, now you're at the hospital. Now, how long did you stay in the hospital?
I had four surgeries. My first surgery was 17 and a half hours long. And then I had surgeries after that. And then I went to Metaplex Rehabilitation Center over in Camden. And I was in rehab. So I was out of commission for almost 18 months.
So you had to put a hold on school.
Oh, yeah, I had to put it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I
now-
was still doing schoolwork, like when I, they would bring me my schoolwork and stuff over to the rehab and stuff from the university. A lot of people were affected by it. I hit the news. It hit everywhere. It was in the papers. It hit the news. Everything.
Now, what happened with the case?
I don't know because I couldn't really kind of describe the people because they got me from the back. But they did wind up finding my car, and apparently they rode around in my car and shot a couple other people, and that's how they were able to other people were able to identify them. But I wasn't able to identify them.
Right. So the people were charged, but they weren't charged in your case.
They were charged in my case, but I never went to court.
Okay.
I was paralyzed.
Now, how long were you paralyzed?
18 months.
Okay. So you were wheelchair bound for 18
Yeah.
months. Now, how was did the surgeons get all the bullet out?
They got most of it, not all of it.
Now, do you still feel it if it like rain?
Yeah.
Okay.
Some days I feel good, and some days I don't.
I don't want to compare myself to getting shot in the back and paralyzed, but I had constructive surgery on my knuckle here, and when it gets cold, that's the first thing that gets cold. This part right here, and I can like barely move my hand like that. But do you still have those same feelings? Like, okay, yeah. What about you, Philip? Any surgeries? Or are you perfect, right?
Not perfect. I mean, I tore my ankle playing ball a long time ago, and like you said, the same thing. When the weather get cold, my one ankle is just real stiff to it. It's hard to maneuver my foot and stuff. You know what I mean? That happened out here in Darby too, right on Walnut basketball courts. We were playing. We used to play all day long from sun up to sundown, and we was out there. I probably was like, I want to say 17 or 18 at the time, and I went up for a rebound, and then I came down on somebody's foot and rolled my ankle, and I didn't think it was that bad, but it just hurt. It felt like electricity went on my leg, so I was holding it. You all right? You all right? So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be all right, and I kept playing, and then after I stopped playing, my ankle was getting swollen. It was hurting. And so I took my shoe off, and that was the wrong thing. They said never take your shoe off. When I took it, man, my foot swelled up The back of my leg was purple. I couldn't even move it then, and I had to get carried. I didn't go to the hospital. I went to my grandma. You know my grandma. She pretty much nursed me to health for like 2 weeks. I just stayed like with her. You know what I mean? And I think I really did mess it up because if you look at it now, it's like real fat and it's swollen compared to my other ankle. And it's cool, but like you said, when the weather get cold, it's just real stiff and hard to maneuver. And like I said, the back of my whole leg was purple. You know what I mean? I probably tore a tendon or something and just never got it fixed. Probably all type of cartilage and stuff like just sitting around it.
Yep. Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like as soon as when it get cold, this hand is the first thing that gets like real like stiff to move. But so did you think that you were going to be in a wheelchair?
No.
Oh, so you already had it in your mind that you were going to walk again.
It came through a lot of prayer. A lot of prayer and a lot of people that surrounded me. But no, because who wants to be pissing and shit out of the bed? And that's where I was in my life.
Right.
But by the strength of God and good faith and all my family, lots of my family and lots of my family prayer, you know, it just happened one day. I could feel I got shot all on the right side, and the left side came back first, and then about a month and a half later, the right side came back. So after being shot, that's what. Oh, so okay, so you can feel it, but you had to like build up that strength again. Oh yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, see, I thought that you were like in
because another friend of mine, he wasn't actually a real close friend, but he was a friend of mine. The same thing happened to him 2 weeks later, and he's still not walking, so I'm blessed.
Mm-hmm. See, I thought it was I didn't know it was a robbery or something. I thought it was actually for really when you had said being shot. I thought it was a domestic situation. That's why I didn't.
I don't have no domestic situations like that. Oh no. Oh no.
It was that.
I never had no abusive situations like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So that's why I didn't want to go into it.
No, it was a robbery situation.
Okay.
And then, like I said, it can happen to anybody.
Yeah.
You know, you getting out your car, look at the Temple student I met. You know, he was getting out his car and he got robbed and killed. You know what I'm saying? It can happen to anybody. Like the doctor who was up there a couple years ago, him and his wife, they were both doctors, I believe. I know he was a doctor, and he was at the King of Prussia Mall, and they went to go to their car, and they robbed him and killed him in front of his wife and I believe his kid for his Range Rover. You know, people are wicked right about now. They don't care. You know, it's not like you out there searching for a situation, you know what I'm saying? And it's not even if you, like you could be coming out anywhere and just not aware of your surroundings. So sometimes you have to be aware, and sometimes you can be aware of your surroundings, but somebody can be hiding between something and pop up at you. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's I don't know how to look at it. Sometimes I say if it's your time to go, sometimes I believe in if it's a time to go, it's your place and time to go. And if God wants you to survive, He'll keep you here. But I can't even say that right about now because there's so many wicked people in the world. You know, they just don't care. They willing just to take a life for $10. You might not even have no money on you. Because I didn't have any money on me. I had 12 cents, but I guess they wanted the car. I don't know.
Now, you weren't running track for Temple, were you?
No.
Was you no athletics?
I played basketball, but then I got out of it because I wanted to be an exchange student. And then I didn't become an exchange student. And what I did was because my father and I would say, "And nobody gonna be coming over here staying for you, or you gonna." So I did the abroad program.
And where'd you go?
I went to Italy and I went to France.
Okay, what you like the best? Which one you like the best?
Oh, I like both of them. I can't. It was just, if it was up to me, if my father didn't have cancer, I would have never came back home. I like both.
Do you speak the English? Speak a language, I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I do. I told you last time. I think I told you I speak French because my father, our last name is Paramount.
Okay.
It's France.
Creole?
No, we speak just regular French. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Je ne crois. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna go ahead with nothing right about now. I can speak it fluently, but after my dad kind of passed, I don't really speak it anymore.
When you planning to go back anytime soon?
I have a lot of family over in France. They come over all the time for a funeral. They always traveling for a funeral, and they will be here in the States this week for another funeral. That's going to be happening in Miami, because I just lost an aunt yesterday.
Sorry.
So, but I just don't, after my dad died, I just don't speak it anymore. So.
Okay. So, on a little lighter note, Phil and I, we both TV and movie fans, and I know you are too.
Mm-hmm.
So, anything new that you watched?
What have I watched? Oh, I watched, what's the new movie that just came out? It's not actually it's a new movie, but it's an old.
The Harder They Fall?
Well, I saw that. That was okay. But
you talking about the Idris Elba, The Harder They Fall? You thought it was okay?
I thought it was
okay. I just didn't like the ending. Go ahead, Phil, because we didn't talk about this on air. What you think about the movie?
But the movie about the spice, that was really good.
The Spice.
Dune.
Oh, okay.
Because
I got it on my flash drive.
Because see, Dune is actually an old thing.
See, I remember the old movie.
Yeah.
The old Dune. Well, it wasn't never a movie. It was actually a series.
I thought it was a movie.
I thought it was a movie.
No, Dune was actually a series, and then they changed it, and then they turned it into a movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a series.
Did you see it?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah.
It was out in about the first Dune, I think. I had that burgundy Mercedes back then. So that had to have been in 1997, 98. It was actually a series that came on every Sunday.
No, I thought Doom was like an 80s.
That's what I thought.
No. It was a night because it was. I used to watch Dune and Nikita. They would be the two things. Nikita.
That was popular when I was in.
And Dune. They would come on. They would come on Sundays.
No, I disagree because I think Dune was like it was a movie at first. It had to be like in the 80s.
I remember.
And it was a TV show. It might have been a TV show.
Yeah, it was a
at that
TV
time.
show. It was a TV show in the 90s.
IMDb, pull it up.
You can look it up. Dune the series. I remember.
All right, there was a film, Dune, in 1984, and it was a miniseries in 2000. So you said this new movie is good.
Yes, it was good.
Anything else you watched? Oh, about The Harder They Fall, quick review. That I thought the film was good, but the ending was a little shaky. Go ahead, Phil.
I had a little bit of. I liked the movie overall, but I had a little bit of issues with probably the cast for one, because a lot of these movies, when they say based off true stories or these people are true, I like to do some research to find out the real facts. So I was going through the pictures of the real characters, and I was like, why did they put a skinny light-skinned girl as the
Regina King?
Not Regina King character, the big mama that was at the,
yeah.
I forget her name for the character.
Yeah, I know you.
But in real life, she's like a big Aunt Jemima type, like real scary, play no games, a serious person, and then they put like a pretty light-skinned girl in a role. And I was like, if you're gonna do that, make the characters fit the actual person. You know what I mean? You don't gotta pretty it up like that. If this is how she was, put somebody that fit that same, time frame. And then I didn't like how Idris Elba's character was supposed to be the biggest, baddest around, but he never even did he pull the trigger in the whole movie? Like,
didn't he shoot the guy that when he was telling him I'm taking over this town
on the train?
And the guy was no,
the town, his friend.
No, not wasn't his friend. It was somebody on the street was like talking back to him. Didn't he shoot him? I don't remember.
Maybe, but it seemed like for him to be so big and bad, he would have pulled the trigger more. Even when everything was going down, he was just sitting in the window watching. Like, you know what I mean? He didn't put in the work.
Stupid.
You know what I mean?
That was stupid. All right, what's yours?
Well, it was an okay movie, but like I said, it wasn't. I watched both of them the same night, but I kind of enjoyed Dune a little bit more.
All right, what else? What other movie? Or a TV show?
Well, to me, I've been watching Power. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you think?
I think it's good. The writers are great.
No, it's not.
Mike.
I do.
No,
I think the
no,
writers are great.
no. That's some horrible writing. First of all, like how we talk about with the professor, the female professor, and this. Now you got this cop grilling her. Why? If she don't have no sense to say, well, look, if you're not charging me anything, you won't have to contact my lawyer. And then he went to the I don't know if she's a therapist, the sex therapist, a psychologist, whatever. He's trying to get information from her. Now we all know you can't do that, but he's like talking to her like you actually can go to a therapist like that, get information. And why is she the number one suspect when they had a relationship long ago? It wasn't like they were together at the same time.
Oh, wait a minute. Is this the new episodes that just came on?
Yeah.
See, I can't say anything because I haven't seen the new
Oh,
episodes.
well, I'm sorry. I gave it a...
No,
wait a minute. What power are you talking about?
I'm talking about, I just finished watching Power Book 2.
Okay, the first season.
The first season.
Okay,
so I haven't
we're
seen
talking about the second season.
Yeah, I haven't seen it because, see, I don't watch it like that. I binge watch it all at one. Like if it's snowing or raining or whatever outside, then I sit here and I just binge watch the whole thing. I can't just watch it week to week because if they play in a jukebox or something, have me cook in the kitchen or bartend or whatever, so I can't see the whole thing. So I try to binge watch it when I can.
I'm sorry, but I gave it away.
So if I'm going to sit down all day, I want to be watching 10 to 12 episodes all day.
Yeah, I just gave away the.
But that girl, she's like like you said, a psychologist or something, and she's a professor. So she's so smart, but then they make her do the dumbest shit. That's what I don't understand. And she used to date that cop back in the day or something, and then she thought the cop wanted to rekindle something.
This is the second season we talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So it's just stupid to me that he's focusing all his attention on her.
Yeah,
you know what I
like
mean?
just because they had a relationship a while ago, don't mean she's the number one suspect. They don't make any sense.
Right.
And I like the other show too. The I can't think of what the name of it is.
Is it a power?
It's
Raising Canaan?
Raising Canaan.
Oh no, I don't even remember what went on in.
It was
Raising
weak.
Canaan.
It was weak.
Yeah, Raising Canaan. Now I had a taste for pasta.
All right. Now, anything else?
And I can watch whatchamacallit, Game of Thrones. I can watch that over and over and over
Yeah,
again.
that's my show.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to that.
What happened to the spinoff? They still doing
I
it?
saw something and it said it was shelved. The prequel shelved. I didn't read about why or anything, but they said the prequel was shelved. I don't know.
Yeah, because
there's supposed to have been two different ones. It's supposed to came out a prequel and then it was like another side story.
Okay, what was the one where they showed the trailer? Which one was that?
I think that was the prequel.
That's the
but
one
I think
they shelved.
I think they shelved it or they put it on hold or something. They like stopped it. I have to look into it and see, but I thought I read something about
That
it.
was great to me.
Have a good one.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
Anything else?
Basically, I haven't watched anything else because I have to catch up with it like when it's dead. You know what I'm saying?
I watched Shang-Chi. I know I messed that name
Marvel?
up. Yeah. Did you see it?
No, I didn't watch it.
Good action in it. Good action, but the thing I didn't like about it, how they good at doing this in movies. So when you have black men and when you have Asian men, they never have a love interest. It's like, okay, now he got the girl, Aquafina's in her name. I don't know her name is on the movie. They're just like piling around with each other. They're like the best of friends.
Well, Jackie Chan said something about that in an article, an interview one time. He said it's not right how when they come over here and they make movies, the Asian lead guys never have a love interest. They always have a girl that they have on a film with them, but they never like in a relationship with them.
Like this,
and
right.
it was the same with Jet Li when he had a lead in the movie. Like they always have like a female in the movie, but it's not a love. You don't get no love scene, no kissing, no. They're not in a relationship, but a small flirtation. That's the only thing. And he was like, we got 1 billion people in China. Like you know, we have love interests.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. And she's like going. He's the one with the powers and everything, and she's going everywhere he's going. And then at the I'm a try to give you not give you spoilers. They had to go to this remote village. I'll just put it like that. Now she don't have any skills. Now these people here, they're like warriors and everything. So they teach her how to do archery. Now all of a sudden she becomes like this great archer.
See, now you sound like me. Now you sound like me when it comes to these female warriors.
No, it ain't about that. No, it was females there that was warriors.
No, what I'm saying is, you said she didn't have no skills, and
No, she ain't have no
now
skills.
she does great archery.
Yeah, she can like aim. I ain't gonna tell you what she was aiming at. No, what about you, Phil? Anything new on the movie TV front?
Well, like I just told you, I put Pacific Heights in my queue to watch that because a lot of people were talking about it in the comment section. So I said, hey, let me check it out. And it looks good too. She might want to see that if you didn't. It's an old movie, but it's about I guess landlords and a tenant, and the tenant was crazy, and the tenant is Michael Keaton. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna put it in my queue. I'm gonna watch that because it looked kind of decent. I like crazy shit like that. You know what I mean? New. I did watch one episode of True Story, the Kevin Hart series.
How'd you like that?
I liked it. I only watched one episode, and it's fast too. It's only like 30 minutes or something.
Okay,
like that.
good.
And it's not. And see, I'm not a Kevin Hart fan, so I thought it was gonna be like I thought it was gonna be stupid, crazy Kevin Hart. You know how he is, all wilding and yelling.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was like an actual real movie. You know what I mean? And the movie's about a comedian, which is him, and he have his little entourage with him. And he get into a situation, and Wesley Snipes' his brother in the movie.
Tariq Nasheed said that Kevin Hart should be on the line for TV is Emmys, right? Mm-hmm. And he should be on line for an Emmy.
For that?
Yeah.
That was good. I only seen the first episode, and he did really good. And like I said, I'm not a Kevin Hart fan. And I was talking to Shay about that, and she was like, no, a lot of people think he's funny. I said, no, I know a lot of people that say he's not funny. She said, well, I know people that you know that think he's funny. I said, maybe that's people that you know, and I just know their name. But the people that I roll with and the people that I talk to on a regular basis, they don't think Kevin Hart funny. Mostly
I don't think he's funny.
Mostly females that I work with think he's funny. You know what I mean? And it's funny because my coworker, when she was watching that, she was like, hold on, somebody's writing for Kevin Hart, because she thought Kevin Hart, the movie was about Kevin Hart, and he was actually him in the movie. And I'm like, no, he's a character in the movie. Wesley Snipes is not his brother. Like, this is not real. And it's funny because Shay was thinking the same thing too. I was like, why are you on the same wavelength? This is just a whole different movie that he's starring in, a TV show that he's starring in as a comedian. He's not Kevin Hart in this show. You know what I mean?
Right, because see, I know a lot of, females, because it seems to me the only females like Kevin Hart like that.
Well, that's what I said.
But they turned on him after that last, what was that comedy special where they filmed it in his house? I don't know. It was a comedy special where they filmed in his house and during the COVID. Mm-hmm. And but she was like, well, wait a minute, Kevin Hart ain't funny anymore. And I'm looking at her like Kevin Hart was never funny. Because you'll say he's funny, but you can't tell me what joke that was funny. Like, because if I said, man, Richard Pryor is funny, and somebody said, well, tell me a joke he said funny, I can say, well, this part when he said such and such was funny. Eddie Murphy, when Eddie Murphy did blankety blank, that was funny.
Funny, yeah.
But you can't say, like, what did he say that was so funny? I never got it.
Chris Rock is funny.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you watch Kevin Hart, like his comedy movies, all his characters is the same character. The short, loud mouth type dude, you know what I mean, with the strong guy or whatever that's pulling all the weight. Right. And I was like, his character, his funny character in movies, you can take that character, put him in any of his movies because they're all the same guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, no.
And now, question for y'all, question for y'all two Kevin Hart fans. He's playing Arnold in that Different Strokes redo. How hard you gonna watch it?
No.
Is he an adult?
I don't know, but he's playing Arnold, and Damon Wayans is going to be Willis.
I'll check it out. I mean, I'll see what it's about.
I'm not the Wayans.
But I never thought.
So you didn't like Living Color?
No.
Oh no.
Oh, I love Living Color.
Exactly. Oh no.
The best thing I think they did was that I would watch it was and it was only one part that was funny to me was I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
I'm Gonna Get You Sucker, Keenan.
Yeah, and when it was two parts in there that was the funniest to me.
It's a lot that's funny then.
Yes.
When the guy came out of prison, he had the fishbowl shoes, and then the girl that came out and she started taking her stuff off, and she wasn't really who she was going to be.
That was funny because I know. Well, he didn't have fish in his shoes, but this guy had just got out of jail, and I guess he was like, this was like in the late 90s, so he was in prison in the early 90s, And remember how y'all, because I'm saying y'all because you were here, how y'all used to wear the cowboy, how the guys used to wear the cowboy shoes and all that stuff, and the flannel shirts that was tucked in. So he walked out. He walked out and he had, now this is the late 90s now I'm talking about when he got out, and he's just like walking around and all that stuff with that stuff on, and all the girls was all clowning him like
well, and they always do that in the movie because it's a real thing that happens, because once they go to jail for a long stretch, it's like fashion and everything that's going on in the outside world, their memory is stuck right there. They go to jail, they're wearing their two-piece scrubs or whatever they wear, their hospital gear, so they don't have no fashion. So when they get out, they get their clothes that they got locked up in, and then it's like a throwback. You know what I mean?
And it was like, can you believe, like, what kind of shoes do he got on? They were like cowboy boots.
Yep, and that pimp that she talking about, man, he was strolling down the
and stuff. And they start chasing him and broke his shoes and everything.
Yeah, that movie's funny. The only other, like, I like that first episode of the Kevin Hart new show, and then when he did that serious movie, and he had the guy with the wheelchair, and he was
that was good. Yeah,
I like that one. Other than that, I don't like really too much of Kevin Hart stuff.
The only thing that see, we're kind of critical when it comes to movies. The only thing about that movie, it was filmed half in Philly and half in New York. So the scenes when he was at the house, that was in New York, and he was like, "Well, look, all right, I got to go home." Then he's like in the Northeast, like just like that. I was like, "Wait a minute now, come on, that's impossible."
That was a good movie though.
Yeah, that was good. But go ahead, what else?
That's it. I don't think I watched nothing else recently. I mean, I guess I'm looking for Love at First Sight and Love After Lockup. Them little stupid joints my wife got me watching.
Okay, Love at First Sight is actually good. Love After Lockup, man.
Wait a minute. You mean the series Love at First Sight? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Where they get married and stuff.
Right. So my wife.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just watching over there.
She watches both of those, and she swear out the guy reminds her of you. The guy, what's his name? Deontay?
Which one is that?
This is
I don't watch that.
Love After Lockup. There's a guy.
It must be some old nerdy dude or something that's got some old fat white girl or something like that.
Well, it's a guy. He's kind of slim and fit. He kind of remind me of, when she said that, I said, oh, you know what? He kind of do remind me of Roy. Y'all got like the same look, but he always got a dumb look. What happened was he got this small white girl. They was right. That was in jail. She was in jail. She came out. She was happy to see him, and they was in love with her. But he was spending so much money on her all the time, and she would never give him no love. And then she turned around and linked up with her old girlfriend. Her girlfriend, which is you know what I mean, gay. Right. You know what I mean. So now he's still trying to get into that situation with them.
See, I told you it had to be something negative.
So
dude couldn't be like cool with her, but he got.
Well, he think he cool, but he got a friend that tell him straight up. He like, you asshole, man. Go get you a good girl. Like, leave this girl alone, man. She playing you. Like, he got a friend that tell him that all the time, but he don't listen. Like, man, I don't really like her. This is the first time I was in love. So he's still trying to get her. Well, now the girl, she looks like a boy. She's she got to get surgery. She might die. She was saying, I might die through surgery. So they get ready to get married. Mm-hmm. So he gets his suit on, he get all clean and stuff. He don't know if he's gonna stop the wedding or just be there, but he's getting there. On his way there, he drives off the road into a ditch. So now his car is stuck and the tire is spinning, so he had to get his car towed and all this. So he's walking up the street to try to stop it. So that's like the new episode. And if you ever watch it, you'll just crack up laughing because this guy is so hilarious.
And anything else other than those?
Not really. Yeah.
Did you watch the Where Are They Now? Love at First Sight?
I didn't see that episode yet.
Yeah, I only got to the part where the redhead girl is talking to the firefighter.
I kept clicking to see if it was out yet, and it was never out on anything. What did you watch it on?
Well, you know, I downloaded it and put it on flash drive.
Well, if you got it, if I can't find it, send it to me.
What I looked at new, the 30 for 30 series on the New York Mets. Mm-hmm. Did you know what I'm talking about?
I didn't watch it, but I'm just talking.
Yeah, that's actually good.
They said what's the name is good this year too because it's an end season.
Who? The Colts.
Hard Knocks.
With the Colts, yeah. I'm looking at that also. It's good. Yeah. I didn't watch this week's episode. Mm-hmm. What else? I told you I looked at Shang-Chi. I know I butchered the name. I looked at Bruise. I told you about that. Why no Bruise with Halle Berry? You didn't look at that?
I watched that the other night.
Okay,
that
then
was
what
okay.
you think? The only thing, it was cool, but the only thing, like, it's like they try to give you a person that you root for, but actually she was little on the slimy side because she got with the girl. The only reason why she got with the girl because she needed a place to stay. It's kind of like no spoiler. I'm not giving it to you. That she got with the girl because she needed a place to stay. Remember how she left the mom crib and she had slept with the girl just because the girl would give her a place to stay. But we supposed to root for her because she's like a hero or something.
I don't think that because I thought that she was the last episode they was in a hotel room right before a fight.
This is a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and remember she had rejected the girl, and the girl had left. She rejected the girl that they shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
And all that stuff.
Yeah,
and the
they're
girl
like together.
Right.
It was okay movie.
Yeah, because
so did the movie make y'all get teary eyes?
No.
No.
Because my coworker said that. Two of my coworkers said the same thing, that they cried and it was a real good movie.
But what part were you crying
I
in?
don't know. I didn't ask him. I was like, really? I mean, I watched it up into when she went to her mom and was like, we gotta move back in after her and her boyfriend got into a fight.
Well, you was like almost close to the ending.
That's where I got to. That wasn't. She didn't have no big fight yet.
It was
She
building
was
up
still
to
training.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was building up to there.
It was okay. I wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, of course the dude is abusive, treating her like shit, and treating the kid like shit. Wanted to destroyed his damn keyboard.
That was a shame. I felt bad for the little kid. Even though he don't talk or do nothing, he almost burned the house down. But he did. He was chilling with his keyboard.
So the girl I'm talking about is the trainer.
I know the trainer. I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
they got together. So she needed a place to stay.
Mm-hmm.
So she slept with the trainer. And then the part where she's talking about, they were in the room together, and she rejected her. Halle
So
Berry
she already
rejected
just
her.
slept with her, and then she rejected her afterwards.
Yeah, like cause she was like she really liked her. the
Well,
trainer.
I thought it was weird that the trainer really took to her son and just kept like taking him around and really caring about his thoughts and feelings. You know what I mean? So I knew something was going to happen. You know what I mean? Kind of led up to it.
I looked at the first episode of Narcos. Do you ever watch Narcos?
I never seen that.
I watched the first season, some of it, and I thought it was real good, but I just didn't stay with it.
Yeah, Narcos is good. Oh, what's the TV show that I told you about, the black dude that can like that's a thief? Oh, the name just slapped my mind. Sleep.
What is it?
He's like a thief. It's like James Bond, like a smooth like thief.
What, he got the trench on?
No, he don't have a trench coat.
Hmm.
What is it on Netflix? It's in French. Remember you said you had to try to find the dub version?
That's probably why I didn't watch it, because it wasn't in English.
Yeah, it's in French. Do you know what I'm talking about? What is his name? Lupe. Lupe.
Lupin?
Lupin, yeah.
Lupin, yeah.
Lupin.
No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, Lupin is a good TV show. It's about well, I only know Lupin as like a Japanese animation, but I didn't know from watching this TV show that it's like an old like 1800 novel, and it's about Lupin. The only Lupin I know was like I guess you could say he's like a white guy. The only Lupin I know is a cartoon, and so they made this Lupin as a black guy, and he's like just like thinking like James Bond, but he's a thief, and he will like go in like change his face and steal diamonds from a museum and stuff like that. But that's actually good.
Well, what about this? Everybody's talking about this new TV series that's out. It's about that game.
Squid Game. Good movie. Good TV show.
I only watched one episode, and I thought it was decent.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
good TV show.
I just didn't stay with it.
Yeah, but the language thing.
That's the reason right there.
Yeah, that unless you like reading.
Yeah,
so,
that's the only thing about like it.
So I like on my box, I would have to find it in English, and that's the problem. Like it took me forever to find that first episode in English where I don't got to read the screen, and then I look for the second one. I was like, you know what, I'll give it to whenever, but I didn't go back to it.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yeah, but a lot of people are attracted to that because a lot of my customers sit there and they say they love it.
Yeah, that was a good.
A lot of people like that.
Yeah, that was a good show. I don't have any problems. I don't have anything negative to say about it. see, if I start talking about it, I'm gonna give a lot of things away.
You just talk about the first episode. I felt real bad for the guy because he was looking out for the other dude, and he gave him his rocks, and then when the dude counted him, he was short. He burned
No,
him.
that wasn't the
That was
first
the first episode, wasn't it? Yes, it was.
No. When they was like in like a little town, it looked like a little studio.
Yeah.
But
That was the
no,
first
man, that
episode.
wasn't the first episode. The first episode was the red light, green light.
No.
Oh
Only
no, you was like almost
Well,
like half at the end of the show.
Maybe I thought that was the first episode.
That was like the if it's like 10 or 12 episodes, the rock thing.
Because
was
I kept
like,
looking for the first episode in English, and I kept going. When I finally got it, I watched that, and that's that one I watched. So you saying I just skipped like all the
you
other
skipped
ones.
like 5 or 6 episodes.
I thought that was the first episode.
No, you skipped like 5 or 6 episodes. When he shorted the old guy, because the old guy was like having like
with his rocks.
like memory issues.
He was like,
or
you
whatever.
want to protect your rocks. You want to put them in his bag right here.
Yeah.
Do that, and he took one of his rocks.
Yeah, you watched like the 7th episode.
Damn.
It was like that.
Because those people got selected at the beginning, so I thought like this is how it goes. They get selected on the first episode.
No.
So
See,
every
you
episode,
missed where
every episode they selecting a new group or something, or is,
where they have to like group up and
Yeah.
all that stuff. No, because most of the people like that group there that they was all like the Middle Eastern guy and all that stuff. No, they like clicked up early. So I'm trying to say stuff to you without giving it away. Okay, all the people that's in the game is in debt. They owe people and all that stuff. So the lead character, he like doesn't have any money, and he owes like, I guess you could say that's like a loan shark that's like beating him up. And his daughter is leaving for America. His daughter's a little kid, probably like 9-10 years old. So he's like let me hurry up and try to get some money. So this guy accosted him and gave him his card, and they played this game. When they first got there, okay, the game was playing. They was playing the game, and then all of them wanted to quit. They said, okay, look, no, this is stupid. No, we leaving. So they just let them leave. And then all of a sudden, they see that they in debt and all that stuff, and they came back and they participated in the game. But that's all I'm gonna say about that, because if I start talking about it, I'm gonna like give a whole lot of stuff away. But yes, it's a good show, and I'm surprised you didn't watch it. It's better than Power. Let's just put it like that. What else? The Mayor of Kingstown. Have you looked at that? The Mayor of Kingstown is good. Do you know what I'm talking about?
who's starring it?
Hawkeye. So Hawkeye got 2 shows going on at the same time.
I saw his Hawkeye started.
Yeah. He's do you want me to give you the plot, or when we get
go ahead.
Okay, it starts off with you remember Friday Night Lights, the TV show? You remember? Okay, that's his brother. He's the older brother, and he's like he's not the mayor, but he's kind of like a go-between. So he like knows all political people, and he know all the street people. So people will come to him if they have a problem for anything like that, and of course they'll pay him, and he'll like straighten it out. So he gets killed. I'm not gonna tell you how he gets killed. So Hawkeye Hawkeye's his brother. So Hawkeye is the middle brother, and they have a younger brother that's a detective. And so Hawkeye takes his spot as the guy with the in between guy. So he's like doing these jobs for people. So I'm talking to you without trying to like give stuff away. So he's like doing jobs for people and everything like that. So yeah, that is a good TV show. Okay. Hawkeye, with the Marvel TV shows, they always start off slow, and then they build up towards the end. So you can watch it. Have you watched the Marvel TV shows? Are you into that stuff? Or? Oh, okay. All right. Are you into like the movies at all? Or? That's okay. What else I looked at? That's pretty much it. TV wise. Well, one last thing is you going to Vegas next week.
Yes.
Now, are you gambling?
No.
Are you going to the Usher residency?
No.
What are you planning to do?
Rest.
So you going to go all the way to Las Vegas to rest?
I might go one day. You know, I'm not like a big gambler. $100 and that's it.
I'm in your boat.
Yeah.
That's why I never thought I would have fun in Las Vegas.
My brother is coming out, and on the same day he's actually on an earlier flight, but we're going to one of those days drive over to see the Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm. My sister been there.
Yeah, so we're gonna do that. We drive over to see the Grand Canyon and probably just kind of like walk around and relax or whatever.
Because it just always seemed like I just would never have fun there. My cousin always tried to get me to go, but
it's not my first time going. This will be my third time out there.
Mm-hmm. And so you actually can have fun without gambling.
Yes, a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah, because they always say, man, you can eat, you can go this place and that place. I don't smoke weed, so people always bring up how they got the stores there, and you can just go and buy weed and all that stuff.
I don't smoke no weed, so. But no, I was going, I won this vacation and I'm going to sit there and enjoy it. My brother's coming out. And so we probably just travel around, not stay on the main, like most people go there and stay on the main strip. My brother got a couple places that he wants to, you know, travel abroad or wherever to, you know what I'm saying, travel around the town. And
now, what are these places? Are these restaurants or?
Some of them is restaurants and then some of them is like, I guess, from outside of Vegas or whatever. That's kind of close that he wants to go to. So I just kind of let him do all the planning.
Okay. All right.
But one of them I do know is the Grand Canyon.
Okay.
And then he was mentioning something about a couple shows that he wants to go see that he's already paid for in advance for us to go. Just to like the night shows or whatever.
And you said Usher got a show down there?
Yeah. Yeah, what you think about going?
No.
So, all right, y'all, we going to end it. Stacey, what's your name, place of business? Name of your business, I'm sorry.
MikeJohnny's.
Address.
Sports Bar at 98 North 5th Street.
Do you have a phone number?
Darby, PA, 19023 is the zip code. And you can reach me at 302-222-4356. Email is sk, as in Kim, Paramore, Paramore, at AOL.com.
No Facebook or anything?
No Facebook.
No Twitter? And why not?
I just don't do social media.
Is that a law thing or just you personally?
No, just me personally. If they want to reach out and put any response, they can get me on Yelp.
And speaking of Yelp, a lot of people left some good reviews. Did you see your Yelp?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You see the person that I guess it was like in 2016. The person that said that they were driving around and they found the spot and they said the place looked like something from The Wire. And they were, you saw that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. They said that if you look at it, they said they were driving around here. And the place looked like something from the neighborhood looked like something from The Wire and everything. But you said this place they don't have a name in front, but the people was nice and the food was good and all that stuff. They gave you a good compliment. Yeah. So you can reach us at Facebook or Twitter at PNL Judgmentals, Instagram at _Judgmentals. You can email us at pnljudgmentals@gmail.com. Oh, TikTok. I always forget about the TikTok at PNL Judgmentals. I appreciate you doing this.
Thank you.
Was you nervous or anything? Oh, okay. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did.
What parts did you enjoy?
Everything.
All right, y'all. Thank you.
He's out.
Hey, yo, man, it's your time. And fuck poverty. Get this money, man. Fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you're mad at me just by how your face look. You can check the status on my level, not my Facebook. Comments on my photos, that's why I stay on the low. Most of y'all is associates, so I be on my dolo. Hold up, whoa, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. Don't wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends niggas act like we attached. I don't need no crew to produce the same effect. How lame is that? Niggas say that we drawlin', but really